Welcome back to my channel. Today we have a special segment on Canadian real estate. Specifically, we'll explore Canada's foreign buyers ban, who may qualify for exemptions, and why the act was brought into effect. But before we dive in, make sure to hit the like and subscribe button to stay updated on our latest real estate tips and tricks. And don't forget to drop a comment down below with any real estate related questions you may have. Let's dive in. Effective as of January 1st, 2023, the Prohibition on the Purchase of Residential Property by Non-Canadians Act restricts non-Canadians from buying residential property in Canada for a period of 2 years. This act applies to non-Canadians, including corporations and entities not listed on a Canadian stock exchange and controlled by non-Canadians. However, it's essential to note that the act does not apply to Canadians, permanent residents, or temporary residents who meet the exception criteria outlined in the regulations. Let's explore some of the exceptions outlined in the Act and regulations. Temporary residents studying in Canada may be exempt if they meet specific criteria, including enrollment in an authorized study program, filing income tax returns, meeting physical presence requirements, and not having previously purchased a residential property during the prohibition period. Temporary residents working in Canada with a valid work permit or work authorization may also qualify for an exemption if they meet specific criteria, including a minimum validity period of 183 days remaining on their work permit, not having previously purchased a residential property during the prohibition period. Refugees who have been given refugee protection or are protected persons under the Immigration and Refugee Protection Act are exempt from this prohibition. Refugee claimants and individuals fleeing international crises may be eligible for an exemption if they have made a claim for refugee protection or received temporary resident status based on humanitarian public policy considerations. Accredited members of foreign missions in Canada holding passports with valid diplomatic, consular, official, or special representative acceptance are also exempt from this prohibition. Non-Canadian spouses and common law partners may purchase residential property in Canada if they buy it jointly with a Canadian citizen, a person registered under the Indian Act, a permanent resident, or a non-Canadian for whom the prohibition does not apply. The Act also acknowledges the Section 35 rights of Indigenous people and communities. It states that the prohibition does not apply if it conflicts with the rights recognized and affirmed by Section 35 of the Constitution Act, 1982. Furthermore, the Act provides an exemption for residential properties located outside of Census Metropolitan Areas, CMAs, or Census Agglomerations, CA. These areas are identified based on Statistics Canada's Standards Geographical Classification 2021. It's important to note that the Act defines residential property as buildings with 3 dwelling units or less. Larger buildings with 4 or more dwelling units are not prohibited. Penalties for violating the prohibition include fines up to $10,000 and the potential court-ordered sale of the residential property. Now, let's talk about why this was implemented. The Government of Canada wanted to stop speculative foreign investors from purchasing property in Canada and taking away the opportunity from Canadians. The goal was to allow homes to be occupied and owned by Canadians. The initial rollout had some bumps in the road, but the most recent amendments seem to align with the goal of the Act. Please note that the information provided here is for general guidance purposes only and should not be considered legal or professional advice. Consultation with legal or competent advisors is strongly recommended before making any decisions or taking action. That wraps up today's video. We hope this discussion on the Canadian foreign buyers ban was helpful for you. If you enjoyed this content, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more insightful videos. Feel free to leave any questions or comments down below. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you in the next video.